The morning started out good, but it's changed. So we were trying to get firewood before the ground thawed, and so I got the truck hooked up to the trailer coming down the back way, and we got on this road right here, on our little road, and the truck slipped off right there. Just slid right off before I could do anything about it. You can see I was in the middle of the road kind of, and it just slid right off, hit the tree. So now we're stuck down in here trying to pull it out, and it is just messy. It's just goopy and ugly, and I have scratched up the truck. We hit it pretty hard. I mean, that frame right there is bent. So I don't know what the insurance guys are going to say, but we'll find out. So let's see if we can get it out of here.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light. While we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door. Lovely.
First thing we do, check the temperature, and we are at 171, 177, perfect. Open the bypass. Ugh. Oh, somebody's just been out here, I think. I don't even need to come out here. Good.
A little snow outside. Nobody wants to come outside for the day. Everybody's hiding in the coop. Even the guineas.
Let's get some hay.
Stick. Yep. Ground.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
Okay. You look like a man of many projects.
Oh. So the brakes, this is the tractor the brakes didn't work on. So we pulled one side off and found out that the brake pads are actually okay, but this pin is missing. There's a pin that goes in a pin. And so when you push the lever right there, it pulls this like this, right? Well, if there's no pin to hold it, then it's not doing anything. And I found a pin, but it's not going to be here till next week. And then the other issue I have now is that the seal leaking, and the seal is right here. So I've got to take this, and this off to get to that seal. The seal takes 5 minutes to do. But
Right.
It takes an hour probably to get all that off. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now.
Where's your ball?
Is
Is it hiding?
take all that off so I can get to the seal and fix that seal. And then clean all that up. And then I'll support the whole tractor and take that wheel off and see if I can find out what's wrong with those brakes on that side. Maybe the same thing, I don't know. So yeah, fun. Hey, where are you guys going?
Get our trees.
What trees?
Our Christmas trees.
The Christmas trees. Watch this. Well, watch this view. Look at this. God, I hope this does it justice. It is absolutely beautiful up here.
Hey, buddy.
We're just north of Princeton, West Virginia, up in the Appalachians. And we're gonna walk up here. This guy's getting out of the tree business, but he's got a few trees left up here, so we're gonna go up here and get our trees for Christmas. There's the tree farm. Look at those mountains. They are so beautiful. It's better than the first time we went and got a tree.
No, it's not. I like that. That was fun.
That was fun. Aspen, Colorado. And the snow was so deep we had to try to get the dog to go in front of us to break a trail. We ended up cutting the top out of a tree.
I was holding on to Samson's tail, getting him to pull me up
Right.
the side of the mountain.
You found your tree?
Yeah.
Kind of in the shadows.
It's not a Charlie Brown tree.
No, it's a big tree. It's a good tree.
And we got
And
a
now we
tree.
get to hike on back.
Right? All right, if you'll
Right,
just...
5 miles back to the truck, right?
Yeah. Uphill both ways.
Yeah.
All right.
In the snow.
My parts table from that tractor. All these parts need to be cleaned and primed and painted. That's my first piece. That's the instrument panel. So I was able to, I got it primed. First coat, got another coat. So I'm trying to get a system for doing this. So over the last few days, I realized I didn't have enough air pressure to be able to use air tools like that little grinder. And so I thought I needed some sort of cleaner. I did have this is my compressor right there. And it just didn't have enough flow. So I was able to, I bought a new compressor, but it wasn't enough either. So I was able to trade a friend my brand new compressor for that one. That's a 60 gallon, 150 pound tank. So that has much, much more air. And the reason is because it's a belt driven compressor. So it's got a 5 horsepower, 220 volt motor. I just wired that in this morning to that 220 volt plug. So it's sitting right now at 125 pounds. That's what it's set on, which is just fine. And what I need to do is add on here a reducer and a filter, oil water filter. We were able to hook the air up to my new sandblaster that I bought. So it actually, this air tank came from the same place this did, and it was a guy who passed a couple of years ago. His wife was selling everything, so we were able to help her out by cleaning out some of her stuff and help me out. She's got gloves, so I can put my hands in these gloves like that, and then I can pick things up and use that nozzle right there. That's sand down in the bottom, and that nozzle picks up the sand, and I can use that to clean things. So I just cleaned that instrument panel over there to practice. It works great. And then I just take it over there and paint it. I think I'm going to need to come up with some sort of paint booth sooner or later, something just wrapped in tarp so that I can keep the fumes down and somehow figure out how to get them outside. A lot to it. It's not just taking apart a tractor and putting it all back together. You got to clean the parts and get new parts and fix the old parts and all that. This is the I don't know what you'd call it, the arm, the moving arm for the one-touch hydraulic system. So the piston for the hydraulic system comes in right here, and these go, the two sides there go either all the way back to the tractor or to the front. Oh, I think I can show you on this one. Not on that one because it's off of that one, but it's this piece right here. See this piece right here. And that's on the one-touch system. You can see I'm sandblasting and priming pieces. So this piece needs to be done, but I think what I've got to do here, because I've got like a bearing that rides right here, and it gets grease on here. You can see where that supposed to be a little indentation there, and it's all dried grease. So I'm going to just take some emery cloth that I keep on a roll, and I'm going to clean these 2 bearing surfaces, and then I'll wrap them. I'll clean them real well, then I'll wrap them in masking tape, and then I'll put some electrical tape over them, and then I'll put this in the sandblaster. Let's see what that looks like, how that comes out. You can see what it looks like now. We'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Just take the tape, I put the tape on and just fold it back so I got something to hold on to. So we protected where these race bearings go, where these bearings go, for this grease, because it definitely would pit it. Alcohol here. Let's see what we got. Taking all that old paint, 70-year-old paint and primer, took it all off. That's pretty good, pretty good. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time here, trying to not overwhelm myself trying to paint it all at once. So I primed all of that bit that's painted red yesterday, just painted it red this morning. It's 17 degrees outside, so it's a good day for doing stuff like this. So yeah, I can see what it looks like. It's going to look nice. So I'm going to prime that. I ran out of primer yesterday, so I'm going to prime that and then get that painted. And then I think I'm going to just work towards right about where I am right there, underneath and everything. Get all of this done. I've got tires coming for the front, so I'm going to get those cleaned up and painted. And then I think I will put the engine back together, paint all the parts, put the engine back together. We're painting parts at the same time. We've still got parts over here to do, to clean, but I can't put these in the sandblaster, like the starter motor, the oil filter, the head. We don't want to put those, I don't think, in the sandblaster, so we'll put those in the cleaner when it comes on Monday. So I can paint that fan, and I can paint those brackets, and I can paint these pieces of pipe. But the rest of it's going to need to wait until I get the ultrasonic cleaner and see how that works. Yeah, and then I have to, I really can't put it back together completely till I rebuild that. I don't know when the parts for that are coming. That's the one-touch hydraulic controls. But when I do get those built, I have to take that one apart and put it on that one, and then take that one off and rebuild that one. So I've got 2 complete rebuild kits coming for those one-touch. A little bit at a time, right, Mo? Mo's hanging out in here because it's nice and warm. Today, we've got some fun things. Christmas came early yesterday. I got parts that I've been waiting on, so we're going to get started on that. Let me show you what we got here. These are the brake parts. So you see you've got those linings on there. I don't know what those linings are made of, but that rod right here is this rod right there. So I can fix the brakes. These are the seals for the final drives, which are got to come off to put the brake linings on. It's not a real big deal. Just pull the wheels, pull those drives. I got to take this off again. Pull the drives right there. And then the brakes are right under inside of there, right in there. We'll get that done. Front tires came. I had to order 2 tires and tubes. Those came. So I've got to cut the other ones off. That'd be easier than trying to get them off. And let's see, what else did we get yesterday? We got lots of stuff done. Lots of painting done. The paint shop here. We got that engine is starting to look good, huh? And then over here, the new toy I got is an ultrasonic cleaner. So we're going to see how this works. Basically, it's just a bin that heats water, and then it has transducers that creates these little bubbles, just I guess billions or millions of bubbles in the water that come up whenever they come up against something like parts. So right now the water's preheating, but I have parts in there, and really I just have Dawn dishwashing soap in there right now with water. But I've got the parts sitting there in a cage, and what happens is those bubbles get in there, and I guess they explode against the parts inside and outside and clean them. So we're going to see how that works. You can see that I got the temperature. It's only on centigrade. You can't get Fahrenheit, but it's right now I've got it set as high as it goes. It's 80 degrees centigrade. What's that, about 160 or something, 175 maybe? And it's only at 22 degrees. It started at 14 this morning. The water was cold. Once we get up to temperature, we're going to let those parts sit for a little bit, and then we'll put the timer on for about 15 minutes, 30 minutes at max. We'll set the timer and we'll let that thing do its thing and see what happens. So that's going on today, and then I'm going to start manually working on some of these parts, cleaning some of these parts. I can't put the starter motor obviously in the water. That wouldn't be a good thing. So I'll have to manually clean that. I'm going to go ahead and clean this shaft for the One Touch because I want to start rebuilding the One Touch. I do want to get that piece, the body for the One Touch, in the cleaner. So, but I wanted to test it first. So I'm going to run some of the other stuff that's not so critical, I guess, in there and see what happens and see how it works. I got to test it out first. And then I'll keep working on these parts over here. I've got the head, the starter, the fan and stuff. That can go in the sandblaster. And I've already ground it, already sanded it, but I think we can probably get it a little better. The gasket. All clean. Look at that, we're putting it back together. Nice. 5/8 and 9/16. Let's see if this one works. Hopefully it does. Okay, what we've got here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. 2. There it goes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now this guy right here is apparently stripped a little bit, so we're going to use a wrench for that. Can I replace this bolt? I don't know if I have anything. Let's see. That head, no good. It's stripped. I may not have a hardened bolt, but should have something that works. See how that head stripped? I got a bolt here, should work. All right, then we go to 45. 1, 2. Oh, that was stripping. Ah. What's going on here? That's not good. threads aren't long enough. So I'm gonna have to get out a tap or a die. First, let's just see if that thing will, if it's the threads in there that's not allowing it to tighten down. So that's as far as it goes. It's longer, right? Is it longer? I think it's longer. It just feels loose. So I may have to put a helicoil in there. I don't like helicoils. That's longer. So I think we're gonna cut that off. You can see it right there, that's all messed up. The threads right there are all messed up. So I'm going to cut this off and thread this up to here. So I'm gonna turn the camera off while I go do that. Boy, it still seems like it's awfully high. Oh, well. See if it'll hold. Nope. Well. Nope, it's gonna have to have a helicoil. Of course I knew that, didn't I? So, I think to get a helicoil in there, I gotta take the head off because that wouldn't be right, it wouldn't work that way. Yep, I'm gonna have to put a helicoil in there, so that means the whole thing has to come off. And this isn't strong enough to take all those off. Golly, what a bummer. That's what happens when you're a mechanic and stuff happens. So I have to take the head off and drill it out and put a helicoil in there. I don't like putting helicoils in heads because they don't hold very well sometimes. Had horrible luck with helicoils, but I don't have much choice. So we'll do that after I have a steak for lunch. So we'll be back. All right, so I guess the camera quit again. I want new cameras. Right when I was putting the head on and I was talking about this bolt being stripped and I'd have to put a helicoil in it. Apparently that all is gone, so I am recreating that, sort of, explaining what a helicoil is. So this bolt was stripped. It wouldn't go in. I think on the video that was good, I had made a new bolt and it also was not holding. So I knew it was the threads. So what I did was, I have a helicoil set. The bolt is a 3/8 bolt with 16 inch thread, 16 threads per inch. So this is a helicoil, and all it is, it's like a spring. You see that? You see the little tab on there? See that pretty well? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the set for it. You can see there's 4 different sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sizes. What you do is you take a drill bit, you drill out the hole a little bigger, you use a new tap, and the tap is the outside of this spring like helicoil, okay? And then you take this tool right here, and you put it on that little tab, and then you thread it into the hole that you just made. And what you're doing is you're creating threads on the inside. And then you take this little tool, and you push it in here, and you break that off so that the bolt can go all the way through. So that's what I did. I don't like doing this. I've not had good luck with these, especially in head bolts where you've got to crank them down pretty tightly. But I did do it, and it did work. I was able to, I was able to tighten it down to the 43 or 45 foot-pounds that it's needed. So we're moving along. We're working on these 2 tractors right now. We've got lots of stuff going on. I've taken the hydraulic unit off of that, rebuilt it, and just put it on this tractor right here. So I've done that the last 2 days. So I wish I could do all of this in one video and be done with it, but it doesn't work like that. And so here, Mo, go get this wire brush. So there'll be more videos for this. The next video will be rebuilding. I didn't video rebuilding this, but I videoed putting it over here. I will video putting that one together.
What is it? What is it?
This is the one-touch hydraulic unit. This is the hydraulic unit for the Farmall Cubs. This one was leaking badly. This is the first tractor I built. This is the one that runs the best, but it was leaking oil. So I rebuilt that one. Now I painted it. I primed it yesterday, painted it today. I painted and primed. Oh, well, we'll get to all that, right? so we'll do all of that. I've done a lot of work. I've had to fix the fuel tank.
The brakes.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Oh yeah, on this tractor, the brakes, the seals. So a cat just ran out. So yeah, lots going on. And it snowed 5 inches too. So we've been tromping through snow. But I'm working on that one too. So I'm doing them both at the same time. And what I hope to do is push this one out of the way soon, or drive it out of the way and bring in the excavator and complete that job that I started 3 weeks ago. So hang around, there's more stuff coming. And I put on my dirty clothes so it looks like I'm working. Hey, we appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. Bye.